I don't think we haven't played against Sentinels too much in practice, so I don't have too much information on them, but I feel like both teams like to fight a lot. They're both like really scrappy teams, and when they see an angle, they go for it. At least from my experience, like they'll drop waves, they'll do one play together, and they're not the most, I would say, macro-intensive teams, but they really like to play for fights.
Well, that actually echoes the sentiment. I caught Revan, coach of Shopify Rebellion, backstage before the match, and he said it's going to be bloody either way. There's going to be a lot of kills. Either we're going to get them or they're going to get them. So, Jatt, what are your expectations coming to this, especially looking at the early drafts here?
It's definitely the battle for 5th, and I see another really early Ezreal lock-in. I've been seeing more of that from the teams that don't necessarily want to play mages, but now we're seeing Ziggs. Tactical, what's your opinion? I feel like ever since Riot announced that they're going to be nerfing mages even just a little bit, a lot of teams dropped them. Did that have any impact on the meta, or do you feel like it's more teams just playing more what they're good at?
I mean, right now ADCs are kind of making a comeback.
Exactly.
In LCK, and I think Ezreal has a lot of high prow because right now there's a lot of like diving champs, like you can see Ziggs, Camille, Bvoy, Nocturne, and Ezreal is very safe, and also just generally one of the best ADCs you can play against mages. Has a dash, has a long-range spell. If you play something like, I don't know, Kai'Sa against Ziggs, you get hit by 1Q at some point, you probably lose like 40% of your HP. But Kai'Sa's like a good pick into Ziggs as well. But I think Ezreal's just strong because, yeah, there's just a lot of dive, and it's good against mages.
Yep, and you're going to pair it with the Leona to kind of answer that Camille. We've seen these, either Shen or Leona, be the prime counters to that support Camille. Although, if you watched LEC, apparently Camille can be played top lane, Jatt. I learned that earlier,
Did they win that game?
I don't think. Did they?
I
thought
didn't see the end of it.
I
didn't see the end of it.
I know MKOI got 2-0. That's all I remember. And I think they're the ones with Oscar in. Or sorry, not Giants, the ones with Oscar in.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, it was a comeback a little bit there. But either way, expecting the Camille support with then Jayce as a bit of a flex pick here as well. We've seen Jayce all over the place, Jatt.
Yeah, we really have. I think in any comp that you have a Ziggs bot lane, Jayce top, if you can play it, is like the best in slot pick just because it's a bunch of poke that's stacked with the Ziggs, not to mention just having high physical damage to go with what's likely going to be double AP from mid-bot, assuming they don't flex things around.
We did see last week, though, Shopify opt for the Jayce in the jungle with Fudge on the Vayne top lane. We talked about that one a lot because of Fudge getting picked at the very end of the game when he was the one with all the gold. Blaber, as a jungler yourself, are you the one that's like, yeah, I'll sack the Jayce jungle pick so we can get a counter pick top lane, or do you think that he's kind of a fake jungler right now?
I think Jayce definitely has its place in the jungle. I think this game, it's very unlikely it's going to go jungle because I feel like you're a very easy target against Lee Sin Leona. If you play Jayce Camille into Lee Sin Leona, it's very hard to honestly contest very much. So I would expect it to go top lane, but they are holding the flex. Obviously, you can see Sentinels ban Vayne because they played that last week. But yeah, I think it's going to go top lane.
So, Blaber, you're really good at this. Like, I feel like I don't have to be here. Like, I feel like your instincts and what you need to say. So, if you're down, like, just keep going anytime Kangas stops talking. If you can point to me if you need me, but I feel like you're a natural at this.
This can become the Blaber podcast, the Blaber educational
just talk
corner.
us through the draft, right? Okay. Like, what do you think the next? How's this draft going to end?
Well, I think that blue side, they're blue side, right? Yeah. I think Sentinels will pick some fighting champ with the Lee Sin, probably like Riot or something, because they banned Cassio, and it's one of DARKWINGS' best champs. And Impact is going to pick Ksante to Jayce because he's hovering it.
Yeah. Well, wait, that's a fun lesson, actually. He probably will lock it in because it is Impact and it is against Jayce. But we're taught in Caster Academy to never talk about hovers because they can always change.
I talk about hovers all the time.
I know, but we're not supposed to, technically.
Right.
And there it is. Okay. All right.
And they're buying time. The reason you didn't lock in is they're buying time. They're talking about their
They're talking about their mid laner.
Yeah, do they go Rise or Victor?
The known one, the unknown one
Hwei.
now.
Hwei? Okay, why the Hwei?
I don't actually know why he wants Hwei, but I'm assuming because they have a lot of frontline. They already have Ksante and Leona that he wants maybe some more consistent DPS, something that's good against the Nafiri. Against Nafiri, because Nafiri goes before the dogs, he can always fear him when he's flying. It makes him less vulnerable to Nafiri. And maybe it's a bit better versus Camille as well. When you play Rise against Camille Ziggs, there's not really counterplay, but maybe when you play Hwei, you just drop all your spells when they go on you, and
I didn't know about the dog tech there.
Yeah, so when you play like Bard against Nafiri, for example, you just, or if you have a Bard, you just stand with your Bard. He just Qs Nafiri and hits the dogs every single time. Like, the dog will not tank for Nafiri, so any champ that has like line, I guess, CC is good against Nafiri.
I see a lot of Zinie Galio as well. What do you feel like?
It's one of his favorite champs. Last split, he was one of the first people to start going Mandate when it got buffed. I don't know if he played it on stage, but we played against him in scrims, and he was one of the first people to start this trend from that I saw. Obviously, maybe someone solo queue did it, but he was the first one, and yeah, they have Camille Galio.
We had APA on one of our desks during playoffs, and he was telling us how Zinie was doing the jack of all trades rush. So he was doing, I think it was upgraded Sorks into Mandate.
Oh, really?
And Abyssal Mask, and he was hitting 10 jack of all trade stacks immediately. I don't think he'd necessarily min-max it as much now, because a lot of times you want to go tank boots on that Galio anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what he was doing then.
I'm trying to check right now the match history of Shopify Rebellion, because I have a hunch here. They played it last week, I know, the Galio plus Camille, and yes, both of their series so far, game ones, have been Galio Camille. So I call this the Hero's Ultimatum, the Hero's Entrance plus the Hextech Ultimatum. It's a tried and true classic, but this is now 3 for 3 in series that Shopify start off with this combo. Let's see if it gets them a win this time around. They have 1 series win against DSG, 1 loss against Lion, and now up against Sentinels in a crucial match. Jatt, you called this the battle for 5th place, and I have to concur. Shopify at the start of the split, we're talking about their goals of improvement. They got 6th place last split. They beat the 2 teams below them. And now if they want an opportunity to push a little bit higher, they have to make sure that they're able to actually push in to the that next era, which is the Sentinels roster, right? Like if they want 5th place, they got to take down the 5th place team.
I know, it's crazy they made playoffs last split. They beat DSG and Dig and lost to everybody else.
Yeah.
And they made playoffs, but they want to go higher. They want to go higher. They want to beat Sentinels as well. But Blaber, Lee Sin, Nafiri with these team comps, which jungler would you rather be?
I think in this game I would rather be the Lee Sin. Generally, in the Leona Camille matchup, the champ or the team that has the Leona will have the stronger 2v2, unless there's maybe a Trundle in the game or something like that. But for Lee's perspective, it's very hard to get put too far behind or be worried about going places. It's one of the better champs against Camille, in my opinion, and in any skirmish, 2v2, 3v3, the Lee Sin Leona should be favored. So I think at least for early game, I'd rather be the Lee Sin in this game.
It's passing towards that bottom side as well, so we're going to be linking up with huhi potentially here as level 2 hit by Sentinels. Getting some priority in that 2v2 in the bottom lane already early. Fudge getting a nice push in on the top side, and actually an early reset here from HamBak. What are your thoughts on the kind of 3-camp reset for Lee Sin?
I mean, this is the most common path. Pretty much every Lee Sin does this, because you can clear the 3 camps really fast. You can make it back to Crab without even using 2 smites. You can save your second smite, get a base off, get a longsword, and still make it a Crab. So it's just really efficient. And yeah, having an extra longsword, we will be able to fight pretty much every jungler.
Can he still hit level 4 for Crab spawn, or does he go to Crab at level 3?
No, you'll be level 4. You can hit the full clear. Okay. I mean, you'll see HamBak do it this game because I think he's clearing at a pretty good speed. But I'm pretty sure he's going to finish these camps before the... Well, it might be right when Crab spawns, but he'll be able to save his smite.
In an average pro jungle game, what would you say is the delta in clear speed? Do you find that you're always within 5 seconds at the same time in clears, or does something ever happen outside of a support roaming or a jungler invading or something like that, where you're ooh, it actually kind of put me behind a little bit?
I mean, if you're just clearing and nothing's this game is 5 seconds fast.
Perfect.
He's extremely fast this game.
Yeah.
But normally...
Oh, no, no, right as we pointed out.
Crab's got feet.
But yeah, normally I would say 5 seconds is the difference. And you can just watch some VODs. It's really easy to kind of figure out how to clear. You just watch someone who clears faster than you, and then you can just copy them.
So you're saying if I wanted to learn, I should tune into twitch.tv/Blaber and check out the clear speed.
Exactly.
Okay,
yes.
I'll give that a check.
Insane.
Do you have any VOD saved? Anything up that I could maybe check out right now?
I don't have any VOD saved, but I might be live soon and you'll be able to watch me.
All right, I'll keep an eye out. Contractz going for an invade onto HamBak right now, trying to slow down some of that jungle clear speed. The Q will land onto one of the little dogs. Contractz will hit the W, get away. DARKWINGS is there, so Contractz has to back away, and HamBak will defend his Raptors. And he gets some chunk onto DARKWINGS, but it's just going to be a health bar trade for the jungle camp. HamBak does get them.
Play for jungle. DARKWINGS lost half his HP to secure the chicken camp, so he understands that it's important to play for jungle.
He needed to do that. I mean, Contractz had the 1 longsword advantage because he did a full clear, then base, then went for
Justice Punch. That's the shield of Durin. Gets flash out of DARKWINGS.
Do you think that's a result of him playing for jungle? having to burn his flash there? Or
no, I think that's a result of him missing his E. He didn't, like, he tried to EQ, if you saw it, and then Zinie E'd it and hit him, but, you know, that will never happen to him if he just saves his E or doesn't miss it. So I think it's a result of him missing his ability.
DARKWINGS gap.
And Hui's now in the mid lane here, helping out DARKWINGS get that wave shoved in. Just pushing back Zinie, who's trying to catch the wave himself right now. So no early kills, 4.5 minutes into the game. Dragon's up in 20 seconds. Blaber, if you are HamBak here on the Lee Sin, you've had a very fast clear so far. Are you prioritizing Dragons with this type of team composition?
I think if he can, I mean, I think it's going to be kind of hard for him to get the Drake this game. His Miller doesn't really have sums, so they'll need to spend a timer, I think, to help connect him to the fight. But I think if they actually get into a fight, Leona's really strong and Galio's really strong, so I don't think it'll be the freest Drake for either team. But we'll see what happens, because Contractz is popping up, so if he doesn't come down for this Drake, then it'll be free for Lee Sin. Like,
yeah,
we'll see what Contractz does.
It's a bit of a bluff because they didn't see Contractz leave. Yeah. And he's going to be heading back now.
So he's actually coming. This is, if there's no fight here, this is going to be good for HamBak always, because Contractz is skipping his Gromp. They're obviously coming for the fight, but we'll see.
Galio
I mean, they're going to fight.
They're Contractz spots it. Zeyzal's coming in as well. Same with Bvoy. Contractz goes over the wall into the Dragon Pit. Locked down so far by huhi. Damage focused onto Contractz, but now HamBak's out of the pit. Resonating Strike might get him back in. DARKWINGS coming from the flank. Contractz is low, about half health. Bvoy as well, hit by the ultimate. Now focus onto DARKWINGS. Shopify Rebellion try and blow up the mid laner. They'll get the dragon. They will not get the kill, but objective secured there as the kills will go the way of Sentinels.
Wow, 3 kills for Sentinels. Blaber, what do you feel like was the key in that fight?
I mean, I feel like I really don't like the way Contractz played this fight. I felt like they were actually in a pretty decent spot. If he just waits for Bvoy right now, Galio's going to be able to connect with ult. Camille might be able to go in first, but he kind of just zones himself off from the team. And Zeyzal also flashed and missed his E, it looks like. I felt like if he just stayed with his Ziggs and Camille and waited for, you know, someone else to start for him, or wait for them to go on him, the fight would look a lot better. But they kind of just zoned themselves, I felt like. They like split from each other, and I felt like it made the fight hard.
Gave a lot of time for DARKWINGS to actually connect, and then he still got all the spells off, even if he didn't have, like, no flash. Trying to walk into river can be really hard. That's a big win for Sentinels.
Yeah, 3 kills, a lot of gold. The dragon is the only thing that Shopify pick up off of that, but now catching up to live, that's a 2-kill lead for Rahel over Bvoy. 790 gold already at 7 minutes into the game. Pretty substantial, I would say, as now top lane here. Zeyzal roamed up, huhi as well, so these roaming supports, time to get out of the bot lane and elsewhere onto the Rift. 50 seconds until that grub spawn, and that's going to be a gold lead for Sentinels if there's a fight for them.
What's Contractz looking to do here? Level 6. Nah, nothing doing. Blaber, with the increased roaming, how has that kind of changed the way you need to approach jungle in the mid game?
I mean, in the mid game, you really need to think about supports. Honestly, at all points, you need to think about supports in the early game. I think in this game, for example, Camille could have chosen to fight Lee Sin level 1 at the chickens if he really wanted to. And I think at all points, you kind of just need to think about the support, call your support to come to you. Just make sure that your team is more cognizant of like which camps are spawning, if they have a timer to invade or not, and you just got to be very aware. Because supports are everywhere these days. They're at camps, they're at crabs, they're diving you. Yeah. They just, XP is just weak this patch.
Everywhere except bot lane. Or else on the map.
I mean, huhi's almost level 6, so he's been bot lane a good amount, it looks like. He's getting a lot of XP. He's up a whole level on Zeyzal, it looks like.
Yeah.
So he'll have an early level 6, which means when he gets 6, he'll have a big gap.
And this is, of course, the catch-up XP will slingshot Zeyzal back up there, but the advantage is that if you have level 6 for fights like this, he's not quite there yet, as now the engage from Zeyzal, hookshot onto huhi, taking up a lot of the damage impact coming in as well. Not a lot of damage onto the key damage dealers. huhi's the only one chunked down as the Dragon's Rage will knock back Shopify Rebellion, but they're just going for the grubs. 1 taken by Sentinel, Shopify will get 2. Does not look like there'll be much more afterwards, but there's the satchel on the DARKWINGS. Sentinel's about to lose their mid laner, but not enough damage. That'll get ult out of Contractz. Shopify will pick up the kill.
I mean, this was a good fight for Shopify because Bvoy was first, as you can see, and Rahel was... Honestly, Rahel didn't even get anything from this. He based at the same... Or not the same time. He based after Bvoy, so he wasn't even falling to really punish anything. As you can see, from Rahel's point of view, he's just literally not here.
Resetting right now.
He's resetting right now. I think he probably should have just stayed and hit the bot tower. But yeah, they didn't really get anything from this, and I think DARKWINGS walked the wrong path afterwards and got himself caught.
Yeah, could have just given up the grubs. Then Zinie's still able to connect on the E here.
Yeah.
Great satchel.
But did Bvoy give up a wave for this? Like,
I mean,
was there a wave under his tower that he gave up?
I feel like him deploying bot lane, then running mid late.
He must have given waves, right?
Bvoy must have lost a wave.
Because if they just didn't fight here, then it wouldn't have been that insane for them. Bvoy's giving waves and the waves bouncing back.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 68
Look at his CS now, yeah.
So pretty good chance.
And Rahel's up 1.1 thousand gold individually. So even though he wasn't there, he still has the gold lead over Shopify Rebellion. Who
I mean, Bvoy actually he was chunked. He had to reset anyway, so he was going to lose a wave regardless, and then he just decided to run mid, and then lost a whole cannon. Wow.
Yeah, he gave a whole cannon wave, it looks like.
And this is another wave being lost bot again here.
He gives the next wave too, by the way, because it's slow pushing back to Ezreal. So this was very expensive by Ziggs, and DARKWINGS did not have to die here. It would have been extremely bad for Shopify.
And again, another cannon wave under that bottom turret being lost. There's 3 members of Shopify topside, but with huhi roaming up there and Impact, they can't really get a lot of damage down on this turret. So interesting rotations from Shopify Rebellion.
What year is it? So I learned the other day, Blaber, that when Dardoch joined the league in 2016, he was the second youngest player.
Really?
You know who the youngest player was when Dardoch joined the league?
Was Armal?
It was Grig. Yeah, so yes, it was. It was Armal.
So they're like OG rivals.
They really are.
Yeah,
There's still
that was
6
even
players.
a little before your time, right?
Yeah, it was before me. It was 2 years before me.
2017 or 2018?
I joined in 2018, summer split. I was in academy at the time, but I played half the LCS games in summer split. The regular season, I played, I think, 9 of the 18 games.
I'm sure you'll be watching the return of Dardoch closely as well as Fudge spots HamBak, walks away. Yeah, are you excited to have him back in? I know it's not about this game, but since we have a jungler on, I'm curious if you excited to have a player like Dardoch back in the league?
I think it's super cool. Dardoch was one of the players that I thought was really good when I was in that 2016 time. This is when I was first playing jungle, and I hit challenger. Dardoch was one of the players that I thought was really good at that time. So it's cool seeing him 10 years later.
Well, let's see if these junglers go for a contest. His Contractz will spot the dragon being taken and does not go over the wall. HamBak secures it. So first dragon to Sentinels, stopping the stacking from Shopify Rebellion.
Bvoy wasn't going to drop another wave in that one,
Yeah,
but it was pretty difficult
waves.
to contest. He's 88 CS at 11:30. Did you do you watch Breaking Point at the time of its release?
I did not watch it at the time it was released, but
Okay.
I have seen like the first half of Breaking Point. Yeah,
Only the first half.
only the first half.
Oh,
well, I mean, I might have seen all of it, but
I
I only remember the first half of it.
Got it.
Like, I can only remember the first half.
Man, you and Raz both a little behind on the.
No, for such an LCS historian, Blaber knows so many LCS facts, but I guess that was a little outside the LCS.
Yeah.
That's just the LCS drama.
True.
Well, excited to have more junglers coming back into the league, of course. Current game state right now. Oh, nice little backstop there from Rahel. 1.6k gold lead for Sentinels. As the next objective spawning is only going to be in 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Blaber, I'm going to put you in the shoes now of Shopify Rebellion. Imagine your Contractz, you're on the Nafiri. What are you calling for the team as like kind of the game plan from this position?
I think right now it's really hard to play from Shopify's point of view. I would basically be calling to defend all my camps. If they come for your camps, you can't win. Like, you can't give all camps pretty much in any game. So you have to defend your camps at this point, because I think before Contractz has Mercs, which I don't even know he's going to buy, but they can't really contest anything. It's like Ksante's unkillable. The only way you can kill Hwei is if he ints. So I feel like it's really hard for them to fight. Ezreal's on a really big spike right now too. I would just be playing to defend my camps and, defending vision, our side of the map, and yeah, hoping something good happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think having your support with you is also going to be one of those primary steps. You already talked about the importance of just calling your support. Zeyzal now is level 6, Contractz and Zeyzal looking under this bottom turret. Impact's all alone here, but tanky Ksante clearing the wave, he's fine. Just going to be a couple plate gold to Shopify Rebellion. Now it's 1:35 until that Herald spawns. So this is when you start to see teams go for their resets if they want their item buys before these objectives. Already a lot of vision placed down on Sentinel's side. That top river is pretty lit up.
Yeah, so we also know, Blaber, your all-time head-to-head against Dardoch is 12-1.
12-1?
Which
Which game did
I just pulled this. That's a good follow-up. Which game did you lose?
Do you remember?
I don't remember, no. I remember my first game against him. I was playing a Lease against his Rengar, and I was getting completely shit on. But I won that game. But I personally was getting shit on.
Looks like HamBak's trying to give that business to Contractz right now. The team's behind him trying to invade. Zeyzal's just able to hookshot away.
Nice bait.
The tri-brush, yeah. But Sentinels are doing just what you mentioned, Blaber. They're invading. They're trying to put the pressure on and take away camps and Contractz. Contractz, meanwhile, keeping Zeyzal in his back pocket, saying, no, get me these camps. I need to make sure I don't fall behind.
Blaber, he beat you in 2020 spring.
2020
that was your
spring?
only loss.
Oh, was it TSM? TSM?
You were 17-1.
Oh, I remember that game. Oh my god, we gave Bjergsen Zillion, so we lost.
Oh my god, that would have been the perfect split if you win that.
Bjergsen got Zillion, we couldn't win. They were playing Jarvan, Zillion, MF, and they just like wombo comboed us over and over again. It was unplayable.
I like how this this game has quickly turned into just an interview Blaber about the matchups versus Dardoch podcast here. Oh, nice resonating strike onto Zinie with the Dragon's Rage kick. Back towards DARKWINGS, but he's able to escape with the hero's entrance. Huhi trying to block the escape path will land the Zenith Blade, and that's enough. Sentinels get the kill onto Zinie in the side lane, despite his team's best efforts to get him out of there.
I mean, Sentinels just have so much time to make these plays. Like that gank, they don't even layer the CC perfectly. He's able to ult out, but they can just continue to chase through. They have push in mid, they have push in top. The only lane they don't have push on is the like 160 armor Ksante, who's sitting bot lane against the Jayce, 170 armor Ksante against the Jayce. So they're very comfortable here.
Yeah, this is feeling like, if I'm Sentinels, I'm feeling like this is a free win right now. I didn't, it was a while back, but I really didn't like the play that Contractz and Zeyzal did on bottom. Like 2 minutes ago, they went to hit the bot tower for like one plate, and that was the reason that Sentinels had an opportunity to invade the blue and the Gromp. They had left those camps up for like maybe a minute straight, and Zeyzal luckily lived, but I think it was a miracle that they lived in that situation and got the camps. So yeah. I feel like their priorities are not defending the camps and fighting the camps. It seems like they're trying to make their own plays, and I'm not sure that's the game plan that will help them right now.
I mean, they have that bot turret down to 1 plate, so maybe they'd be able to cash in some turret gold at some point.
But it's just going to be so hard to hit it when impact is constantly there. Like, Ksante is just such a brick wall, hard to get through. But a reminder that we will see Shopify Rebellion at the LCS home grounds, hosted by Lion in Week 6. It's going to be C9, so Blaber, you'll be there.
I'll be there.
You excited for a little road trip?
I am. I really like the road shows. I think it'll be super fun, and it's going to be nice to play in front of a crowd.
Yeah. It's going to be tough schedules, though, with C9 Lion and Team Liquid all present. The Rift Herald dropped mid lane now by Sentinels, getting some more plate gold for themselves. Looking at Bvoy, get flash out of him with the Solar Flare. So Huhi not quite able to lock down the enemy bot laner, but the Herald will get a lot of gold to Sentinels regardless. Top turret's taken by Shopify in the meantime. Bot lane turret traded as Impact pushed that one in.
I think this was a very good play by Sentinels. They just traded towers, and now Ksante's defending top. I'm not sure about this TP, though. They might fight. It looks like
Ksante TP top to defend the wave. Now he's walking down to join.
He just TP'd and he's just running here, so I'm not sure that he wanted to TP there.
Oh, but a massive chunk on a Zeyzal from the Fog of War. He just has to flash Hextech Ultimatum in onto Huhi, but the Dragon's already down, and now Sentinels can unleash in the fight. HamBak on a killing spree. Dragon's Rage getting big damage onto Fudge there. Shopify a little rattled, have to back up.
I guess the TP and then roam was eventually the right call.
I feel like Shopify did not realize what was happening, because when he TP top, I'm assuming they were calling, oh, it's going to be 4v5, I'm first on the Jayce, we can fight. But they didn't realize that Ksante was literally just not pushing the wave. Like, you can look at the top wave, but it's pushing out now for them, so he probably gave like a wave and a half and wasted his TP, because he could have just been there. But it was, no way.
Oh!
No way. No way.
Oh, Rahel, I got to be watching for those ones.
That was a bounty, too.
Yeah, that was a big kill.
Yeah. Oofta.
There's nothing to even tab out to.
Because he hit him with the center.
Yeah, he was like, that guy was like window shopping or something. Like,
oh, hey, a little gold in the Bvoy's pocket. Not too bad for Shopify Rebellion. They're going to need more than just that to come back in this game, though. It is still a 2.7k gold lead. But more time on this bottom turret does feel nice for Fudge. Meanwhile, it's a dive top lane. He gets the kill credit on the Bvoy, who was all alone under that top turret.
I didn't see what happened, because I guess it wasn't fully penetrated. Why is Ziggs top and Galio mid? Like, how did this even happen?
Yeah. That is a good question.
Jatt can go back and take a look at the game state to figure out what's going on. But
Ziggs
meanwhile, DARKWINGS
got the kill on Rahel. Zinie just took over mid and stayed there.
Oh, he should just, I think he should just run top now. Like,
yeah.
After the mid wave, he should run top. He should go defend the tower wave, and then the wave coming at the tier 1, that's Ziggs' wave, and they play on that one.
Yeah.
because Ziggs is actually pretty strong now. He has 2 items. I feel like he can actually play the game now.
And these are moments watching Shopify Rebellion games. Jatt, I don't know if you can think of any other ones, but it doesn't surprise me seeing these miscoordinations with the team. It feels like kind of the flavor of Shopify. Individual talent is shown, but they don't have that same team cohesion.
Yeah, I mean, we see a little bit of the behind the scenes from Shopify with the documentary they released in between splits, and to me, they had a really hard time communicating. This was with Seos. Zeyzal has helped a little bit of that, but I think even in game, like Zinie and Bvoy and Fudge, even coordinating about who should take which wave does seem like it's sometimes it should be second nature, but sometimes you need to be able to just make quick comms about it, and it was a bit of a failure there. Blaber, you've worked with a lot of mid laners who have had various levels of English language proficiency. What are some of the struggles you feel like in the mid game with those types of players?
I mean, I think a lot of times, because I'm someone who likes to say like, I want to look here, or like, you know, I think it's just like a normal call, like, look here if they do this. Sometimes they'll like not really understand and feel like I want to all in, or like I'll really want to fight if the wrong conditions are there. Like some information ends up getting missed, you know, like you'll say if they don't show here, like we fight here, but then, you know, they're showing that they're grouped together and then we still fight. Sometimes miscommunication like that can happen, because if you say,
Rahel just used his E aggressively, gets a huge chunk onto him, but now the re-engage from Sentinels onto Fudge, who stepped up confidently, taking down huhi's on a killing spree, and Rahel still gets the snipe onto Zeyzal, no problem from Sentinels bot lane as the team will push in and get that outer mid turret.
As you said, Blaber, just a rage bait.
That guy was rage baiting.
Yeah.
He had flash the whole time, and he didn't use it because he knew, I guess, that he would not die. And he just completely rage baited the enemy team.
Fudge burns flash, dies, Zeyzal dies a second time. No real objectives up to fight for, so that was, I mean, if you get some kills on the mid wave, I guess worth.
It's nice. I mean, now that Fudge is dead, they'll probably get tempo on side like they're doing right now, and which means they'll get control, and probably this third Drake is gone. I mean, I don't know how they can fight it.
Minute until that Drake comes up, and it is a 5,000 gold lead currently for Sentinels. A lot of that being on the bottom side. huhi is 3-0-6 on Leona. Making Leona look like the broken support instead of Camille right now on a killing spree here. 1.6k ahead of Zeyzal. But currently Sentinels are actually set up on the top half. They'll go for the Zenith Blade in onto Contractz. Get some of the cooldowns out from the Nafiri. Zeyzal jumps away from HamBak as they push the wave in. And we see some pings on the Baron. That would be very surprising if they went for one this early. Dragon up in 30.
I think that's SR's best hope. I would be praying that Sentinels hit Baron right now. That would be the best fight.
Give us a 6v5.
Yeah, hopefully they hit Baron. Is it the strong Baron? Is it the Baron that does a lot of damage, or
Let's check.
Or is it a weak Baron?
This
the Hunter Baron.
Yeah, it is.
Hunter Baron.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So if they hit this Baron, there's a, I think it would be Shopify's best chance.
Contractz really playing with fire right here, toying with huhi and Rahel. Dragon up in 5 seconds, and currently there's no deep wards for Shopify Rebellion, as that's flash out from Bvoy in the mid lane. HamBak looked for an angle there. Doesn't land the resonating strike, but still, message sent and received. Bvoy no flash. If there's a contested dragon, which I do not expect, Sentinels have so much vision control, HamBak's just going to take it himself.
HamBak can just take this for free. I'm pretty impressed, Blaber, with Sentinels' control so far this game, like playing with the lead. A little bit funny business with Rahel in mid lane, dying to the Ziggs ult, and then almost dying a second time, but everything else about this game has felt really controlled.
Yeah, I like the way that they're always sending Ksante to the weak side. Even now, like DARKWINGS, he probably hasn't been farming for the last minute, but I think it's good for their map. You know, they had Ksante push out bot, then instead of having DARKWINGS go top because he might get dove, when the Drake's up, he just stays mid, just doesn't farm, and Ksante just catches on weak side. But because the game is a free win, they don't need to really play, you know, make too many special plays. If they just play together, I think, and don't get caught, they'll probably win. Yeah.
Sorry, just laughing because I saw Contractz spend about 30 seconds trying to clear that control ward and throws up the angry cat, walks away like, all right, fine. You guys keep the control ward in the line brush. Nothing else to really fight for right now, save for that Baron. And yes, you say Shopify, like that's their best chance, is if Sentinels just choose to start up the Baron because it does a lot of damage, gives a lot of those debuffs. Maybe Shopify can make something happen. But so far, Sentinels, they've been playing pretty reserved outside of, like you had mentioned, Jatt, Rahel having that one little oopsie in the mid lane. They're not giving these like crazy angles for Shopify to really pounce on them. When I see Camille and Galio, I think side laners gotta be scared because immediately you can just get snap engaged on. Nobody from Sentinel so far has been like too far pushed up, save for maybe a Ksante. I say that now as Ksante's going 16. In. Level 16 going for the fight, has HamBak behind him. Solo mission for right now, but they turn onto HamBak. The Mega Bomb will not land. He's able to jump away. Zinie tries to get in onto the Lee Sin, but he's all alone. Flash back towards his team. Solar Flare will not land, as Sentinels still have their top laner buying space for them, as Shopify Rebellion don't find any kill. Neither can be said for Sentinels.
Looks like they had already pushed the ball wave all the way in before DARKWINGS TP'd. So they're denying some waves here, I guess. But it's really good that they got Galio and Camille flash now. That's kind of their only way to really get an engage on DARKWINGS or Rahel. And now that they don't have any sums on the CC carries, I think that the carries of Sentinels can play much more aggressive, and I think they're going to pressure really hard on this timer.
Yeah, Rahel's going to have, I think his exhaust is up as well.
They hitting
so
Baron?
just
Yeah, they are.
they're hitting Baron.
Yeah, Zinie just teleported bot lane.
Yeah,
And immediately, just like Impact, has to run back.
I don't know about the chance now because they don't have Camille Galio ults and no flashes, so I feel like at this point, Ezreal and Hwei might just create space 2v5.
The crucial ults are down. Meanwhile, look at Sentinels. They still have 3 available. Solar Flare's coming off cooldown. Contractz is jumping in. Zeyzal as well, looking at Impact. Big health bar, big tank to get through. They're trying their best as Rahel's taking damage from the Baron. Zeyzal will fall, but DARKWINGS is out of the fight too. Sentinels are losing the members at the Baron. Shopify's best shot was the Baron fight. HamBak does secure the big purple worm, but Shopify Rebellion make it pricey. That's a shutdown to 2 members, as Fudge and Contractz will both get those. Huhi tried to escape underneath the tier 2 top turret. Zenith played back in, but a 3rd shutdown for Shopify Rebellion. Fudge even gets out of there. 1 member will walk out with the Baron ball from Sentinels. Shopify Rebellion get a 4 for 0.
It's a 2,000 gold game now. I mean, the bounty from Lee Sin and Leona is gone. Blaber, the hunting Baron.
I told you. This, if you're sorry, you gotta pray that they hit the Baron, but I didn't see how, but Rahel lost all his HP. Is Ziggs that broken? Like, what happened to him?
He sits in a Galio queue and gets hit by Jayce EQ.
He's getting hit from, like, Narnia.
And then the Baron, too.
But also here, I was very surprised Contractz eat over the Baron. Does he not want the Baron? He just... Why does he
chasing a kill?
It's all I'm hearing from producers. At the time, he did not have smite either.
Oh, he didn't have smite. Oh,
no smite available for the steal.
That makes sense why he did it then.
Good catch there.
You'd expect him to... Oh, there we go. Winnable? Okay, Blaber, you're back into it.
Yeah.
You just got a bunch of bounties. How do they play this? They can't give up soul.
I think now they're actually quite strong. I mean, you can't see Jayce items right now, but you're about to see Jayce. He has 3.5 items. He's actually really strong right now. If he's able to land poke, I guess Ezreal has some lifesteal, but even hitting Lee Sin or Hwei definitely will deal some damage, and they have a lot more cash now to actually play.
Oh, Contractz is on 3 items too. Would you ever just full send on the Nafiri with the Galio and Camille and just try and one-shot the Ezreal?
If they can get on Ezreal, they should for sure send on Ezreal, but I'm not sure that they will get an angle. Yeah, like I think if Camille can get a flank angle, for example, and actually get an ability to E on the Ezreal and send it, I think it'll be really good, but he, I think, will not position himself, and now he's doing it.
Now they're looking straight at Rahel, yeah, right as you're mentioning. But Zeyzal wasn't quite confident enough to go for it. They would have had the Mega Inferno Bomb plus the Hero's Entrance, but that was it. Contractz was on the bottom side here with Fudge. Impact's pushing them off. No turret to fall back on, so Shopify Rebellion have to go all the way back to the tier 2.
Zinie got kind of chunked in mid-wave there and hadn't had time to base, so he's basing now with no TP. Give Sentinel some time to start Drake.
This Drake looks gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully Contractz still. I think it's very hard for Contractz to make any space this game because he doesn't have mercs, which means that he can't walk up to Leona. It's just a QR and he's dead.
Pushing him off. True Shot Barrage will not land. So Contractz is still relatively healthy right now. And Sentinels are not pushing their pressure onto the Dragon. Now the Hextech Ultimatum onto HamBak. Here's Entrance as well, trying to get onto the Lee Sin. Can they chuck him down? So close! They finally get him! Trade of support for Jungler, as now the fight's still going Sentinel's way. They get 1 more kill as Contractz will fall. They give up Impact though, so it is a 2-for-2 trade at the end of the day. 3 members from both teams stand.
Honestly, I feel like that was a pretty good result. Now thinking maybe 50-50 this Drake. I felt like they had...
He's able to get onto Bvoy. Rahel's trying to get in as well, but Bvoy got the satchel in time.
Yeah, making time. Zinie made it to base. He's on his way back. They're going to have to reset.
I felt like SR were in a really bad spot as we rewatched the fight here, but I felt like SR were in a really bad spot where they can't really walk in, and Zeyzal doesn't really have flash, so he can't really get in the engage unless they give it to him like this, the way HamBak does.
Yeah, and then I saw Rahel kind of free hitting, but they were able to trade 2 for 2 in the fight, so it ended up being completely fine.
I guess they're going to fight Drake again. But yeah, I felt like Sentinels had full position there. They just went too far away from their zone and got engaged on.
Also, as the next Dragon setup is coming in, a reminder, you can scan the QR code on screen right now because the LCS Championship is headed to Gas South Arena in the greater Atlanta area from October 3rd to 4th. Get your tickets now. Who knows, maybe you'll be seeing one of these teams there that weekend.
All right, round 2, Blaber. What does Sentinels have to do to secure this one?
Good job, Raj. Land onto 2 members right there. Good chunk already. The Sentinels are controlling the access point. Contractz going to have to try and get into this Dragon pit. As right now, the Ziggs Jayce comp is actually losing the poke war. Rahel is just hitting Mystic Shot after Mystic Shot. That's 3 in a row onto Zinie, who now has to walk away. Has the teleport available, has the Hero's Entrance available. Contractz is in the pit, but everybody just turns back in onto the Nafiri, jumps out of there, says, my life is not worth the attempt. And that is Dragon's Soul. Now flash out from Bvoy, but Impact straight on top of him. Sentinels have taken down the carry of Shopify Rebellion, and they got the Dragon's Soul. No, it's not over yet. Zeyzal's still looking over the wall. He's jumping onto HamBak right now. Nice interrupt from Impact with the Q3 and Tofo strike. The Hero's Entrance comes in, but it's into a slaughterhouse. The blender is whirling as Sentinels get the ace.
I felt like they couldn't really fight that because Zeyzal didn't have ult that whole time. It just came up, but without Camille ult and Galio ult to combo on Ezreal or Hwei, they just make too much space. I think they played it slow, they poked them down, and eventually got it, which I kind of wanted them to do in the last raid.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the slip up at Baron, this was a really nice win by Sentinels. Kind of a start to finish victory for Sentinels.
17-8, 4 Dragons to 1. Sentinels step up in game number 1 and will take the first game of this series.
Okay, Blaber, final thoughts on the game, and then final thoughts on your first cast.
Final thoughts on the game, let's think. I think it was pretty easy for Sentinels. I think that they kind of had control. I felt like for most of the game, once they got that triple kill, at Drake, was it? Or Grubs? It was at Grubs?
Yeah. Well, no, the kills at Drake.
The Drake, yeah, okay. Once they got the triple kill, I felt like it was pretty easy for them to control. Wherever Leona and Lee Sin went, they were just stronger. They were able to hold vision, and Shopify weren't able to find any plays.
Yeah? Well, hey, real quick, player of the game, who do you give it to?
Oof. Maybe huhi?
Huhi? Hey, support.
I'll give it to huhi.
I like it. I like it. Shout out to the support. Shout out to you, Blaber. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. That's it from us at the desk. Let's hear from the lounge and what they have to think about game 1.